Good day, everyone. My name is Raf. Our birthday is Kuya Rex Guapo.
Thank you so much to my very handsome brother for introducing me to our class today. Okay, once again, good morning everyone, and our topic for today is drill and practice. I know that all of us are really familiar with these two words, the drill and practice, but in today's discussion, we are going to explain further information about these two in the combination of these two in applying this kind of method when it comes on teaching. Let us define first what is drill and practice method in teaching. Drill and practice is a teaching method that involves students repeatedly practicing and repeating concepts, examples, and problems until they master a skill or procedure. In other words, drill and practice is a kind of teaching method that really requires memorization, because when we say repeatedly practicing, we really it really requires the students to really memorize for example, the steps or the concepts that they needed to memorize in order for them to really establish a knowledge about a certain lesson, and also in order to achieve the learning objectives of a certain lesson. In order for us to really understand that the drill and practice teaching method, let us discuss its advantages. The first advantage of drill and practice is motivating. Yes, drill and practice is a kind of teaching that is motivating for the students, because there are some lessons that requires like stages that they needed to overcome the first stage in order for them to go to the second stage. So that would really motivate the students to strive more, to do their work better, to have a presentation better, in order for them to really achieve the next stage or the next concepts. For example, there are some prerequisite lessons that they needed to comply in order for them to go to the next lesson. So it really motivates the students in that way. So the next one is strengthening the knowledge of students. Talking about memorization, yes, it really strengthens the knowledge of the students, because the students are repeatedly memorizing and repeatedly practicing the lessons that the teacher gives to them, right? So by practicing repeatedly, it can help them to really master the lessons, the concepts, or problems that they needed to solve in order to achieve the learning outcomes of the lesson. So the next one is provides immediate feedback. Of course, when it comes on this kind of teaching, it really requires a immediate feedback in order, for example, there are some certain tasks for today that the students are doing. So after the class today, the teacher would give some feedback in order for the students to evaluate themselves to do better on the next day or on the next meeting. So it really provides immediate feedback. So the next one is helps the teacher to know the weakness of the students and provide individual attention to them. Going back to the feedback, so of course the teachers are going to give a feedback to the students. Before they're going to give a feedback to the students, they already evaluate the performance of the students. Of course, by giving feedback, the things that they need to consider, that they need to include in giving feedback is the weaknesses of the students. It is not really necessary for the teachers to say the weaknesses of the students in order to avoid discouragement on the students, because as I said earlier, that this kind of teaching method is very motivating for the students. So like my example earlier, that the lesson for today and the next meeting. So on the next meeting, the teacher would do some adjustments in order for the students to make the task easier in order for them to really achieve the learning outcomes of a certain lesson. The next one is we're going to discuss about the precautions in regard to drill and exercises. The first one is drill work should not be boring. Of course, it one of its advantages is motivating. Of course, the drill should not be boring. These things depend on the teacher, because the teacher is in control on these things. So the teacher should do some adjustments or way in order for the lesson to not be boring. And the next one is drill work should properly plan. If you are not planned enough, if you're not ready on the procedures that you're going to do or you're going to tell to the students, of course the students would it can lead to confusion of the students of what they would do to perform the task. So of course the guide, the assistance of the teacher is really crucial for this kind of teaching method. Next one is drill work should not be given as a punishment. Of course, talking about teaching strategy. So this is a teaching strategy. So this kind of teaching strategy should not be seen by the students as a negative one. So rather, but as a positive kind of teaching method, because if you're going to make this kind of teaching method as a punishment, so of course the students wouldn't like this kind of teaching method anymore. So the result is it wouldn't be motivating anymore. So we're going to talk about the limitations and problems about this kind of teaching method. The first one is requires dedicated instructor. As mentioned earlier, that it needs to be planned, not be boring. So how can a teacher make that this kind of teaching method not be boring and planned as much as possible if the teacher is not dedicated to what he is doing or she is doing? So the teacher really needs to she or he really needs to love this kind of teaching method. So if the certain teacher doesn't like this teaching method, so the advice is to not use this kind of teaching method, because the students are the one who will suffer on it. The next one is limited time. This kind of teaching method has its for example, a certain lesson has a rules and regulations that needed to follow. It has a time to follow for the students. So the result is the students are not freely to do what they wanted to do because of the limited time that the teacher would give to the students. The next one is lack of interaction. This kind of teaching method doesn't really have a group discussion, because it requires for the every students to strive for themselves. Actually, it really depends on the lessons, but most of the time this kind of teaching method is really applicable for individual tasks. So the next one is content materials are not authentic, meaningful, and contextualized. Yes, talking about the rules and regulations. So the students cannot really give their insights to have an enhancement or improvement on a certain task, because there are rules and regulations that they needed to follow in order for them to achieve the learning outcomes that the teachers gave to them. And now let's talk about the examples of drill and practice. So the first one is symbols or signs with meanings. So this is very applicable. This kind of teaching method is very applicable for this kind of lesson, right? So the next one is sign language. The last one is spelling, grammar, and punctuation use. Actually, there are many lessons that this kind of teaching method can be used. I guess that would be all for my part, and thank you everyone, because as you can hear, the rain is coming. Thank you everyone.